In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix back and shoulder pain in seconds. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, I'm going to show the most effective exercises to give instant back and shoulder pain relief, even within 30 seconds. And we're going to do this by stretching and strengthening the main muscles that cause pain in this area. These muscles include the rhomboids, trapezius, and levator scapula. Just a quick note, each one of these exercises works just a little bit differently. To get the best results, go through them all and use what gives you the most relief. With that being said, let's get started. So for this exercise, we're going to start seated with very good upright posture. Just have your back as straight as possible. You're going to straighten your arms out in front of you, put your hands in a clapping position. The movement is taking one hand and sliding it forward like this as much as you can, trying to move through your upper back and shoulder blade as much as you can. Should almost feel like your shoulder blade is scooping forward. So focus on feeling a deep activation of the muscles around the upper back into the shoulder. Once you feel that, hold this comfortably for 5 seconds. You're going to release it and then repeat this on the other side. Try to do this nice and slowly for 5 to 10 repetitions on both sides. So if you would like to take this one to the next level, there's a couple different movements that we can add in. The first one is just raising your hands up a little bit and then repeating. You're going to notice that it targets the muscles a little bit differently. So experiment with as many different movements and positions as possible. Go all the way up with it, and you can also go down. The odds are you're going to find that one certain position, like right here for me, off to the right side, it just hits that tightness, achiness, or pain the most. And at that point, I like to throw more repetitions in until everything is nice and loose, or I'm not getting any more improvement. Another movement that you can do will target a little bit more across the shoulder into the neck. This one is really good. So let's get back into that position that we felt like it offered the best stretch. I'm going to build into it like this, and for me, it's on my right side. So whatever side that you are sliding forward, you're just going to tilt your head towards the other side. So if it's the right side going forward, tilt your head towards the left and vice versa. You're going to feel a deep stretch form from your shoulder going into your neck. This one targets the upper trapezius muscle, a huge instigator of back and shoulder pain. 5-second hold, release it, repeat it on the other side. Go through all of these movements. You're probably going to find that one just helps you out a little bit more, and at that point, keep throwing repetitions in until everything is nice and loose. So here's a really good combination exercise that we can do standing or seated. Just start with very good upright posture. Have your back as straight as possible. The first movement is called the angel, and there's 2 different ways to be able to do this one. So the first way is doing what I call the field goal angel. It's pretty much just having your elbows bent at 90 degrees so it looks like your arms are making a field goal. And what you want to do is press your arms and elbows backward as much as you can until you feel a light stretch form in your chest, but more importantly, it should feel like your shoulder blades are starting to pinch in the back. Build into that one as much as you can, hold it, and then slowly reach your hands towards the ceiling. When you can't go any further, shrug your shoulders upward as much as you can. Try to fire as many muscles in the upper back and across the shoulders as possible. You're going to hold this for a second or 2. You're going to relax, and then you're going to bring your elbows down towards your side, and then again, hold that for a second or 2, and then finally release it, take a breather. I would try to do this 5 to 10 times, with each repetition trying to build into it just a little bit more. So another variation of the angel is called the snow angel. So imagine that you're on the ground and you're just making a snow angel like this. Have your palms facing forward, and you're just going to press your hands backward to get that initial stretch in your chest and in between the shoulder blades. And at that point, you're going to reach up like this, shrug up a little bit, and then come back down towards your side. Try to do that about 5 to 10 times in both directions. But give both those a try. If it feels like one is just helping out a little bit more, keep throwing repetitions in until everything is nice and loose. So the other movement of this combination exercise is going to help target a little bit more across the shoulders, and this one is called the swimmer. It's pretty much the same position as the snow angel. So what we're going to do is have our palms facing forward, press our hands back to get that initial stretch, but this time around I'm just going to do small circles with my hands, and with each repetition making the next circle a little bit bigger to the point where it is a really big circle. you're going to feel a ton of muscles in the upper back and shoulders start to fire. Try to do this about 10 to 15 times. Relax. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy, try to throw in another set or two. And if you want to take this one to the next level, instead of having your palms facing forward, turn them like this so they're facing towards your back and then repeat. You're going to notice it targets the muscles a lot differently and it's a lot harder to do. So here's a really good exercise that's going to pretty much target all the muscles across the back and shoulders. This one is called the figure 8. You can do this one standing, but I usually find that doing it seated is a little bit easier. So you're going to start with very good upright posture, and you're going to take your hands and put them right on the back of your head. Your elbows are going to be pointed straight ahead. We called this one the figure 8 because what you're going to do is trace a big figure 8 with your elbows. But let's break this one down because there's two separate movements that we want to focus on. So the first movement is called flexion, which is basically going forward like this, lowering your elbows towards the floor. So as you trace the bottom part of the 8, as you go all the way down, you really want to focus on rounding your back forward like this, and then when you come back up, you're just going to go back to a neutral position. When we trace the top part of the 8, we're going to go into extension, so it's raising our elbows upward towards the ceiling like this, and at that point kind of arching our back, and it's just going to stretch and hit the back a little bit differently. So it looks just like this. I'm going to start by just swinging upward towards the right side, build into extension. When I get to the top part of the 8, I'm really going to extend, reach upward towards the ceiling with my elbows, feel that deep stretch, and then slowly come back down to that starting position. And now let's trace that bottom part of the 8 into flexion. So it may take a couple repetitions until it feels like you get the hang of this, but once you do, again, you're going to feel a ton of muscles start to fire. I would try to build into this one, doing it about 5 times in one direction and then switching it up in the opposite direction and then repeating for another 5 repetitions. The nice thing about the figure 8 is when you do this, you're probably going to find that one certain spot, for me it's going upward like this towards the right side, it just targets the tightness, the pain, the achiness that I'm having the most, and at that point I'd like to keep building into that movement over and over again until everything is nice and loose or I'm not getting any more improvement. So here's one of my absolute favorite exercises for quick back and shoulder pain relief. You can do this when standing or seated. The first movement is what we call the armpit sniffer. So whatever side that you're having a little bit more pain or discomfort, let's say it's our right side, what you want to do is turn your head towards the other side's shoulder as much as you can until you feel a light stretch form in your neck. You're going to hold this position, take the hand on the other side, hook the back of your head, and now slowly pull your chin downward towards your armpit. You're going to feel a deep stretch form right on the top of your shoulder blade that works into the shoulder towards the side of the neck. I like to hold this for about 20 to 30 seconds, release it, and then repeat it a couple more times. And for good measure with all of these exercises, I would throw a couple repetitions in on the other side even if it doesn't hurt. So to take this one to the next level, let's target some more muscles, including the upper trapezius. So for this one, again, whatever side that you're having the most pain or discomfort, let's say it's our right side, what we want to do is take the arm on that side, bend our elbow at 90 degrees. We're going to slide it across our back like this until we feel a light activation of the muscles on the upper back into that shoulder. We're going to hold that, take the hand on the other side, hook the side of our head, and now slowly pull our ear towards the other side shoulder. This time around, you should feel it more across the shoulder into the side of the neck. So build into this one as much as you can. You're going to hold it, and to deepen this stretch, what we're going to do is slowly turn to look upward towards the ceiling. So I'm kind of raising my chin upward like this. Do it slowly because it's going to quickly deepen that stretch. At that point, I hold this for 20 to 30 seconds, release it, and then repeat this a couple more times. Go through all of these movements. You're probably going to find that one just offers a little bit more relief. And at that point, throw more repetitions in until everything is nice and loose. So let's end the video with a really good strengthening exercise that you can do 3 to 4 times a week for long-lasting back and shoulder pain relief. And all you need is a wall. So we're going to start facing the wall and get really close to it, to the point where our chest is right up against it. Take your hands, put your palms on the wall, and then slide them upward towards the ceiling as much as you can. When you can't go any further, shrug your shoulders upward until you feel a really good activation of the muscles in the upper back and shoulders. You're going to hold this and now take it to the next level by lifting your hands off the wall and pressing them backward as much as you can. You should feel a deep activation of the muscles across the shoulder blades, upper back, into the shoulders. Hold this comfortably for 5 seconds. Relax by putting your hands back on the wall. On the next repetition, we're going to slide our hands down slightly to the point where our arms and hands are forming a Y position, and then we're going to repeat. So let's reach up, shrug a little bit more, lift off. Keep repeating this over and over again, lowering your hands to the point where they're off to your side and then working all the way towards the floor. It's kind of like we're creating an arc with this one. When you can't go any lower, at that point you're going to start to work back upward towards the ceiling. I would try to do this for at least 2 to 3 complete sets, going all the way down and then back up. But the nice thing is with this exercise, you're going to find that one certain spot, like right here for me, off to the right, it just feels like it's the most weak, tight, or achy. At that point, I treat it like my weak link and throw in at least 5 to 10 more repetitions so it feels like I got a really good workout. If the exercises helped, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.